I'm Penelope.
When I first read the script for Penelope, I got very excited.
Penelope is a modern take on a classic fabled story.
Once the curse is broken, I'll be just like anybody else.
It's a brilliant script, and Jennifer and Reese brought in Mark Palansky, who has a vivid imagination.
It's not traditional in any way. It's not a romantic comedy. It's not really a straightforward fairy tale. It combines a lot of different elements.
It's told in a really magical, fun way with wonderful characters and a lot of humor and comedy and social satire.
Hello.
My producing partner, Jennifer Simpson, brought this project to me. I read it immediately, fell in love with the magical elements of creating a modern fable. And so we went about working with the writer, Leslie Caveny.
We've seen many stories where the woman says, "We love you guys no matter what you look like." So I wanted a story where it was giving the women the same. This was such an amazing opportunity for a reverse Beauty and the Beast.
I'm a monster.
No, you're not. Penelope!
Okay, Kai.
And then we found a director, Mark Palansky, who had done a wonderful short film that we just loved and thought was so magical. And he had all these wonderful ideas
Penelope?
and visuals that helped us discover this world.
The interesting part of this script that separates it, I think, from other films in a similar genre is that Penelope's character is very strong-willed. She doesn't let her affliction really burden her. It's everyone around her that is more affected by it.
But you are not your nose. You are not you. You're somebody else inside just waiting to come out.
It's about a girl born into a very wealthy family that has a family curse. The next daughter born is going to be born with the nose of a pig. That's Penelope.
Since they're a well-known wealthy family, the paparazzi tries to get pictures of the baby, so they fake the baby's death. Therefore, she's basically locked in this house until she's in her 20s.
The only way she can break the curse is if she falls in love. So they bring the suitors, and a boy falls in love with her, not for her money, but for who she is.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to her, and I realise that beauty is only skin deep, and actually it's kind of beautiful in what she is.
I think has such a great message for young women about learning to love yourself.
It's just a very magical story about a girl coming to terms with who she is as a person. I think it's something that can touch everybody.
I didn't show him my mole, Mother. I showed him my face. She was somebody who's born with a facial deformity, but she was able to laugh at herself.
So what, are you hiding from the law, or is that just a bad nose job or something?
Mm-hmm, bad nose job.
The proportions to the rest of her face are so perfect that it's very easy to accept that that's what she looks like.
You look great. You know, really happy.
Thanks.
I was just looking at the picture of her yesterday with the prosthetic, and it was quite lovely. I think it is her natural beauty shining through.
Oh, maybe.
The way we came up with the design, we didn't want to lose too much of Christina. We wanted to make the makeup marry her own looks as well, and her own character of who she is.
They tried several versions of the pig nose. The first one was really pretty hideous, and I was sort of shocked because I thought it would be something more like it ended up being, which was sort of like a cute little nose. Look, Grandma, a pig.
How nice.
So we started with a real severe version, and then from that started going backwards. So it would be something that would be more acceptable for the audience to look at for a period of time.
Hello, I'm Penelope.
If you go in expecting to be shocked by it, I don't think you will be. It's meant to be believed as something that's just askew from reality.
The thing about the film is that the tone of it is so delicate in a sense because it's comedic, but it's dramatic, and there's some darkness, and there's some really light moments, and you have to hit it just right.
It was a challenge to create those sets because that sort of magical quality you see in the film has to be seamless.
This is a girl who has made the best out of her surroundings. She's very idyllic, and you know, you can see it in the production design.
We got a great team of art directors that helped us discover a place created out of one young woman's imagination.
She's very creative and has found ways to sort of decorate her world, and her room is this gorgeous, sort of fantastic kind of playroom in a way.
If you really do look at this space and you look at the individual items, you'll see a very strong evolution of ideas of childhood, of Penelope's isolation, Penelope's longing for the outside world. Through this environment, it's important to create a character that's smart and invested and passionate about the things that she does, and that doesn't sort of sit around thinking about the fact that she's cursed.
The whole thing of this piece is it should be set anytime, any place, anywhere.
There's a sort of visual theme that's run through it. He wanted a house almost like Victorian Gothic in feel. The red brick, very exaggerated, sort of geometric patterns.
There's a scene in the movie where we couldn't figure out how to introduce Penelope into the world. And Mark came and said, what if we had a circus or amusement park rides and little kids riding bikes? And then the director of photography said, what if we have bubbles? And it was such a collaborative experience, just being very creative on the set and trying to figure out how would we find a park in England in the middle of the night and make it look like the most exciting place on earth. It's a fantasy land.
I've worked very closely with the costume designer and the production designer to make sure that even Penelope's costume clearly came from her own way. That everything she's gotten or been given, she has changed, she has made her own. She has no real sense of style. Her style is based on her own perception of things.
We tried to put things together for her in a sort of quirky, otherworldly way. We used lots of ribbons, we used lots of stitching, we decorated pieces for her that she would have done in her room. She's got different coloured tights with different coloured outfits.
And do you, Penelope Wilhern, take Edward Humphrey Vanderman III to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Christina's dress, he wanted that kind of floaty kind of feel to it when the dress moved. We found this fabric, which is kind of shredded chiffon. And for Christina's Halloween outfit, I sort of did a drawing for a coat, which actually is in the movie.
What? It's just kind of great to see the old you.
That's the real undertone of this piece. It's not what you look like, it's who you are.
I love the idea of her becoming literally free and having this sudden independence within herself to love herself and accept herself for who she was on the inside.
Come on, you gotta get out of there sometime. Right? What are you waiting for?
It's such a universal story. It's such universal subject matter.
She just wants something very basic and simple, which is to be able to go someplace and simply focus on the experience instead of being self-conscious or thinking about something wrong with you is an amazing thing. And I think that that is something that Penelope does in the movie. She decides at a certain point that she is not going to let her deformity keep her from living her life. They're not running.
Hopefully everybody relates to what this feeling is.
For the audience, when they first see Penelope, I'd love for their reaction to be one of amazement at first, but I'd love to see it fade away into just watching her as a person.
Following your own nose and your own instinct seems to be the moral of the story at the end of it.
I think this is a film that really lets people know that it's okay to be unique, it's okay to be different, and it's actually better. It frees you in a certain way as a human being.
It's not the curse that's powerful, it's the power that you give the curse. Respect yourself and accept yourself.
I don't want a whole new me, Mother!
I think that her character is so strong-willed and so fascinating, despite her affliction. That's the main thing that really people should come away with, is that no matter what you are, no matter what you have, no matter how you look, that you can really be who you want to be and do what you want to do.
I like myself the way I am.